No, righty, folks. Welcome back to Tabletop Gaming. We're back with some Dungeons and Dragons. And last time we left off, the current evil person got away, and we've got nary a shred
The current
of.
evil person.
Well, I can't say it's the BBEG because I don't know if it is.
No, it's just the way you said the current evil person. I was like, okay.
What do you want me to say? The Countess, I guess.
Yeah.
The Countess got
The
away.
lady of the manor.
Yeah, the Lady of the Manor got away, and she took one of the things that Thorin just finished making, and we have no idea what it does, but we have an inkling, and if we're correct, it's gonna lead to bad stuff.
And we were contemplating on going back to the manor to see if we could find anything related to it.
Mm-hmm.
That
Well,
means we- Go ahead.
currently Thorin is just buried his father and is standing in the rain, looking very disturbed.
Is it
Is
raining?
it
The
raining?
rain? When did it start
It's
raining?
not
I
raining.
thought you said it has
What
started
day is
raining.
it?
No, he did not.
No. I'm not that cliche. Damn.
Damn.
If you think it's raining, you
but-
need to stop crying, man.
Eh,
Those are too many tears.
I mean, the craziness that's happening is just disturbing.
Mm.
So, but yes, it's like you buried the remains of your father.
Well,
All 90%. All 90% of him.
Mm.
yeah, he's missing a head.
Didn't we
He
bury the
kind of got
head
ahead
too?
of himself.
Man,
Oh,
he,
wait,
What head?
he could have
did
gotten
find
ahead
that.
of in life, but he didn't.
Yeah.
No, you see, whatever goo ate his head was the one that got ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
Well, ahead for themselves.
Okay,
Yeah.
we need to stop. We need to stop with the really bad head jokes.
Yeah.
So-
Oh
let's-
yeah, at the rate you're going, you'll be heading in the wrong direction.
Oh god.
Yeah, I guess I lost my head there for a second.
Anyways.
Why there was a headless horseman over there?
Nah.
That was pretty bad. I'll admit.
Yeah,
that.
that was.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys need to stop with the jokes and pick a heading.
can we?
Let's head out then.
Better.
Josh. Last one. I mean it. Last one.
Hey, I didn't start it. I'm trying to bring a laugh to this before I get all dour and disturbing to get into character.
Yeah, especially since I think the actual last thing while Thor was digging the hole was Kyan was going to be it to be questioned about what the fuck.
Zoho is about to do just that.
Thorin
He-
is just like, fuck off and leave me alone while I do this.
Yeah. Zoho leaves Thorin to his grief and motions for Cayenne to follow him back a ways. And once they got some distance away, he goes, Alright. What is going on?
I don't know.
Well, I'll be back. I'm gonna try and crowd control.
Please do so.
Out control what? You're the only ones here.
The fact that we went through the town, Thorin on top of my back as a wolf form, disturbing the peace.
Ah, right, okay, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna start walking back down the path.
So you have nothing else to add regarding the Countess.
No, I don't. The only thing I know is that she knows of where I'm from. She doesn't seem to know me. Outside of there should be a connection, but there isn't. I don't have any connection into anything outside of the ball of goo. Ooh, that Vara split from me.
Sorry about that sound. I accidentally turned streamer mode off temporarily to do things. So, yeah. Watchers, I apologize.
And the only thing I
You should be sorry.
and the only
Anyways.
thing I have any proof of is that one. I'm assuming in whatever version of Thor Drak, if that was the actual Thor Drak that we encountered back when we got Varista, that was either the genuine article or it was the fucking evolved goo creature that we encountered on the ship.
Oh, you don't mean Fordrak, you mean
Yeah, Grimbear.
Grimbear.
Grimbear, not Thor Drak.
yeah, I'm the
those-
one and only, baby. At least if I wasn't split in parts.
The only thing I could get out of Far,
Yeah.
during the entire walk with the lady was literally he didn't realize I was made of ooze. I don't know why I'm made of ooze. I was human, to my knowledge.
And now you're some sort of strange shape-shifting ooze that could turn herself into different types of people.
I don't know when it. Yes, I don't know when it happened. It either, or she just shuts up, pulls out her journal and pushes it into his chest. Read. And I'm going to be sending you a paragraph or 700.
Oh god. Okay.
Is this the campaign notes? Or is
no,
this
this-
something else?
no,
this
it's something completely different.
No, it's the entire space in the back store. E-tab.
Oh god. Good luck with that.
Gonna push this memory into your head. Oh, don't worry, it'll fit. Fuck.
Yeah, Zoho just starts reading.
I'm just gonna read out a Cliff Notes version. Day 1, year 1 of waking up, and I woke up in the middle of a forest, in pain, unsure of if. Why is half of it missing? What the fuck? Damn it, Discord. Rude.
I can download it.
I woke up in the middle of the forest, in pain, unsure of where I was and where I was from. Injured, a mask in my hands, and smelled cooking food from the east. So I walked until I got to the gates of a town and got questioned immediately. I told them what I knew, and they stuck me in until they investigated the town that was in the direction I came from. It is now
Uh-huh.
night. And when I cleaned myself when I cleaned myself up, I found that my body seemed different than before. It looks and feels the same, but I can't figure out what's wrong with it. A few scars and burns that I knew weren't there when I woke up, but that's all I remember. I also have a huge appetite. I must have been walking for days without food. The city's name is Rosenvilla.
Hmm.
It continues on, but skip a chunk of that where it explains what has basically been happening during the next 6 days, and on the 7th, it is explain in Cayenne's handwriting that the guards found a village burnt and no others survived. Assumedly, they also found a woman that looked like an older version of Cayenne, assuming it was her mother. It then continues, and within a week, one of the town guard, an elf, adopted her, along with her wife. It proceeds to go further into the point of catching the new Duke of the Region's eye, eventually getting married to him, and then waking up sometime later after a long period of not right in a cage in some sort of cavern dungeon where she escaped, and with the help of her parents was able to flee on a horse. The first instance of her being able to use any of her race's abilities is when she stayed up for days with the horse and suddenly fell asleep mid-ride, where she awoke to the horse screaming in agony as it was slowly dying, as half of its body seemed to have been melted away.
What a way to go.
Almost immediately reading that part, he slams the book shut. He looks very disturbed. Well, not exactly the opportune time to realize you've become, whatever you are.
Whose people?
It's either I had been what I am since that moment, when I woke up, or it was after I woke up at this point, from what it sounds like. I was delirious when they had stuck me in that inn, and only after resting and getting food did I notice the scars on my body.
This new lord that's mentioned here in the pages. Whatever he gave you in that wine must have been. I'm no doctor, but I can only imagine it was a sleeping medicine.
It was either sleeping medicine or some sort of medicine to keep me complacent and out of touch.
And it knocked you out for 4 years straight. That's more than enough. That was more than enough time for something to happen.
It was either. I doubt it was that. I was probably constantly given it.
And this lord.
Weimar.
Right. Weimar. He sounds like a jerk.
Well, considering he was very charismatic, but that usually defines either or someone kind-hearted Id or some
Or
that just
someone
knows-
manipulative.
Yeah.
Someone who is a master at deception and knows exactly what to say to get you to lower your guard and do whatever they ask of you.
Yep.
The worst kind of people.
Yep, and accord. And that's essentially, as she takes the book, the problem. If the entire... I have been speculating that entire wall, with every word of conversation I've had with the lady, is I don't know what's going on it. I don't know if my entire family, anyone I've known, is essentially have and always have been like me, have been turned and are always trying to keep me from pushing and coming home and finding that it's worse. The last sending I did with one of my mothers, she stated that I don't have to worry about Weimar. I don't know anything outside of that, meaning either a coup has happened or they're all one collected tyrant and told me not to worry.
Well, you won't know for certain until we go there ourselves.
Yep, and we have
The way I
and
the way I
we-
see it, sorry.
No, you go on.
The way I see it, you're not going to get any form of closure until you verified with your own eyes. See it for yourself.
Yeah, well,
If it turned out to be a ruse, if it turned out to be a ruse created by Weimar, if he forced your family in any way, then he just slams some fists into an open hand. We persuade him to stop. But if something did happen to Weimar that was outside of our control, surely there's no danger in going to see your adoptive family to make sure they're all right.
Yeah.
Seeing is believing, after all.
Yeah, well, we also still have to worry about whatever is following me and actually does have some form of connection in with me that I think has something to do with me being an ooze and probably views me as the perfect tool.
Then we will tackle that problem when it arrives. In the meantime, it does us no good to worry incessantly about it. That's the definition of insanity. I think. Probably.
She grips Farah because she has been slightly using him as a walking stick since the entire getting teleport.
Zoho notices this. How is Farah?
How has he responded to all this information? Kai?
Farah went very quiet.
He has...
There was a bit of an obsession with the telling
Ooze?
them they're an ooze, and then they went very quiet.
He's gone quiet. He's usually sporadically talking about one thing or another, or fixate it on something. He had been fixated on me being an ooze, but right now he's quiet. He's either conversing in with the others, or is waiting for me to be given more information, because the only other information I have that I got out of slightly tricking him is that I think my draconic roar that I'm able to produce might be from the blood of a dragon.
Blood of a dragon. Wouldn't Azrael know more about that? I mean,
Who's
I don't
Azrael?
know. Considering it, she clams up on whenever we ask, and I'm going to assume the other. Whenever I ask Farah, he also clams up. I'm going to assume the same happens if you were to ask.
Sabakaze.
Yeah, ask Sadakaze and Thor. Asks
well,
Thordrak.
I would only want to ask one question of her. He glances at the sword on his hip. Is if Farah has been communicating with her or Thordrak or Varista as of late.
Just from what we get from Thorin telling us anything. The chatty, your two are Far and Thordrak, but I might be able to get more information in from
There
just
is.
coaxing it slowly.
Well, I did also notice something odd. That Countess, or whatever it is, knew absolutely nothing about who I am. Well, being a Kalishtar, at the very least.
I gave her some inkling of information in just a stall for time, but I don't. She mentioned something about you knowing. Actually, I don't know if I was up there. No, wait, no. This was to me.
Going what?
She mentioned something about you knowing a lot of old information for being someone so young.
So hope links. Old information.
She might know something.
Hmm.
And from when I slapped her, I got the very old memory of her just being and looking the same. A very old memory.
Then it's most likely this Countess became one of your kind far earlier than you did. In fact, it's safe to say she's been in. You call them ooze?
Well, I assumed so. You've seen me ooze out of a chain net, and then I just slid through a assumingly half-mile hole.
Without your clothing.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one downside I have. I can't take anything with me.
That would be quite embarrassing for an escape method if your clothes don't go with you. Like, he actually mulls this over. What if you were to suddenly go through? What if you were to go through an escape hatch and then suddenly find yourself on a crowded street? That would be quite embarrassing.
They'd probably. Yeah, it would definitely not go well, which is probably why I wouldn't look like me if I had to do it.
Still, whatever these things are, whatever this hive mind is, I feel like we need more information.
And the only
The manor would be
sorry.
the
I
manor would
completely
be a good
done.
place to start, but if we can't find anything there, I was contemplating what our next stop on our journey would be.
Well, our current stop is making sure Thor. And so okay, then going to the manor. And then we figure that out as we walk. And deal with any issues that come up.
Zoho looks over at where Thorin's standing in front of his father's grave. I don't know how to speak to one who is in grief. Sadly, that is not my strong suit. I can provide comfort to the living, but not when they're like this. I'm
Nope.
afraid I'm of no use here.
Well, we'll figure that out. And give him a head on what we should do next. Or get him to realize we get to deal with what she's done. That might bring him out of it.
Might as well. He
And as we start
He just-
walking towards Thor, in from over the hill, what's happening?
Thorin, Otto's going into town to try and deal with the mess.
or gauge the situation.
No.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what's happening with Otto, because
Thorin.
I've been slowly moving the token as you guys have been speaking.
Also, is walking back into town to explain to people that he is the wolf.
Rawr.
approaching.
Like I said, I've been slowly moving the token as you guys have been talking.
Yeah.
I know. I was just making sure, like, there's not suddenly Otto is seeing a mob approach him.
That would be hilarious, but we still have a job to do. I guess I'll have to address the fact that I can't stand at the grave forever. Thorin is going to pick up the shovel and go back up the hill, past Zoho and Cayenne to the shop. He's
That's just-
really quiet.
As we stop, Thorin, you good?
Thorin says nothing, keeps going up the hill.
I guess I follow.
Zoho just stays where he is, just watching, but also looking a little sad.
Well, Thorin's gonna place the shovel next to the door and go into the shop. Kai,
Yep.
I would like to search through the shop for anything useful as well as any potential mementos.
You're gonna have to be a bit more specific with, like, useful. You have a shovel.
I don't mean tools. I mean of the inventions, anything that Thorin could use or tools, stuff like that.
Something either useful or sentimental.
Yeah. All I currently have, I think, for tools is Tinker's tools. So, is there anything else in the tool pertaining to that?
If the only thing you would find in this place would be some very generic stuff like the shovel and generic tools, and then you'd also be able to find, like, your father's original set.
Of Tinker tools?
Yeah, if you kind of, like, spend time looking around, you'll find, like, the parts and stuff to put together his, like, original set.
Well, Thorin's gonna put it all together and pocket it.
But it looks like anything that was, like, being worked on or anything would have been taken to Well, you know that building you burned down.
That's
Oops.
fine.
I would
Thor-
I would
Thorin's okay. I was gonna say Thorin's gonna go downstairs and investigate the desk then, and see if there's
yeah.
anything in or around.
I assume Cayenne would see the mended pocket and watch on the ground.
No, didn't she take both of them?
Nope.
No, I'm talking about the mended one, the one that doesn't work because
It's
trying to
basically
trick her into
used.
taking the one that
Yeah.
you found before didn't
But-
work.
I could have sworn she pocketed both. All right.
No, she tossed it and told me to give her the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Give her the working one. Don't try to play your silly games with her, this person.
Had I just went right for the head right from the get go, none of this would have happened.
Okay, Thor.
Yeah, I should have gone for the head. Whatever.
I mean, the first four
Um,
letters is 4.
Hilarious.
Yeah, but that was the same mistake that Ford made. He didn't go for the heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever. I made the mistake. I have to live with it. Do I find anything in the desk in the chamber underneath the trapdoor?
Oh, the desk itself.
Yeah, is there
No.
anything hidden in it? No hidden compartments anywhere?
No.
Oh.
Like, it's got a couple of drawers and things, but there's nothing in there.
I go back up. I see Cayenne. I gesture to Cayenne to go outside. And then pull out my flint and steel and make a small pile of tinder in the middle of the floor, breaking whatever tables and cabinets I have to.
Cayenne would
Okay,
just
I guess Foreign's becoming an arsonist.
Thorin is not leaving anything behind for the lady to use at this point.
Becoming
mean,
an
we have-
arsonist?
I mean, I'm pretty sure you have the notes, and Cayenne is going to ask what is.
I haven't told anybody what I found in the workshop.
Yeah,
So you guys don't even know that I have the notes yet.
I know, but Kai, players going to ask what is the pocket
The
watch?
notes?
Well, no, the pocket watch. But Cayenne will step outside and step far away from the building as possible because fire. Ew.
At this point, I don't. As the player, I have a rough idea of what it does, but I'm not gonna say anything until I know for sure. So that's gonna take a little while. Is advanced story. I'm gonna light the building on fire, and pick up the mended device.
I
don't think
believe
it's got any-
Cayenne already did that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm setting the building on fire.
Are you taking the
That's-
like the tools that belong to your dad?
Yes,
Are
I
you
already said
Okay.
that.
okay?
I've already put them in the bag of holding, and I'm burning it down so that the lady can't come back here and use this again. I'm also making sure the door to the underground hatchway that was hidden burns as well. She's not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
you want to burn everything.
I want to
Yeah,
say
I don't want to leave her anything to work with.
as Thorin is setting fire to it, Soho just flicks his finger and casts Gust to make the fire grow bigger, making it spread. But says nothing.
Well, Thorin's walking back down the
As the
hill.
tinder start to burn, a breeze blows through the doorway and scatters them.
Does everything keep burning, or do I have to start from scratch?
Gonna have to start again.
Uh,
Too soon, Soho.
Thorin-
Too soon.
Thorin looks out the
as it was starting
door.
to get bigger.
Oh.
As the fire
Well,
was getting
what-
bigger. Yeah.
We'll just go with it. Thorin looks out the door at Zoho, holds up a finger, does a little circle, and then stop, fought, and then gestures 5 minutes. With 5 digits. And then
Well, I
goes
would-
back in and starts the fire again.
This is the trick to fire making. You don't want to directly blow on the thing, is you need to direct the airflow into it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can blow on embers to light them aflame, but if you use like wind, like a general gust, it's just gonna spread them.
I light the fire again, step out of the building, closing the door behind me, and then gesture shoo shoo down the hill and start walking.
Shoo shoo.
Okay, so the rest of you are now walking down the road towards town, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so, oh no, as you're walking down the road to town ahead of them,
Yep.
Down so
you can hear a bell
Okay.
ringing. It's not the loudest of bells. You can just about hear it as you kind of like approach the actual entrance of town. And it's rather erratic.
Oh.
Do we hear that from the distance?
No, I'm saying that like he hears it because he's walking along the edge of town.
What's the time of
Okay.
day?
We're probably after lunch at this point.
Okay. Because Otto recalls them talking about a monster lurking at night.
No. It's daylight.
I guess I go towards the
And as
source
you
of
head
the
into
bells.
town, it get the sound of the ringing gets louder.
I'm guessing it's emanating from here.
No, this direction.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think. Yeah, I think you did that on the map layer.
Pretty much south of where your character is in
Okay.
map wise.
By the way, guys, I took that entire conversation to walk this far. You guys are moving a little fast.
Sorry.
It's not a perfect science.
I know, I know.
Also,
Just don't worry about it. I'm currently doing the things that you're hearing because you're there first.
True.
So stop worrying about it.
All right.
As you're walking into town, you realize that the few people that were operating around this area when you
Blitz through it.
around the town square. No, it's not really a square. The central portion of town,
The hub. Yeah.
the hub, is emptier than it was when you ran through as your wolf form.
Oh,
And the bell sound gets louder and louder as you approach.
that's a bad sign. I'm still heading towards the bell, so I'm assuming it's still south.
Yes. Sorry, I need to zoom in a bit more because your token's tiny.
Yeah. I zoomed in a little bit as well. I'm assuming it's
So
building
the
4.
the bell sound is coming from building 4,
Yeah.
the town hall.
Don't worry. When Otto was by the tree, I was like, "Where the fuck did Otto's token go?"
Oh. Well, I hurry off to building 4, and I guess I step into the threshold,
It's open.
and I walk in.
As you walk in, you find yourself in a room filled with a
Whole bunch of
Group of-
agitated dwarves.
not all dwarves.
Oh, true. Yeah. Yeah.
You walk into a room and there's a small grouping of townsfolk. Seem to be frantically debating.
I look at whoever is on the outside of the crowd. Like, on the edges, like the very back of the building. And try and
They have their
motion
group
for them to tell me what's going on. I have an like, he
group
has an
that's
idea, but he
debating,
just
they're
wants to...
all in a group.
Oh, okay, so there's nobody on the outside of the group right now. They're all in, like, one big ball of, like...
Yeah.
Okay. I approach the group, hands up, kind of like I'm approaching a dangerous animal, because the last thing I want to do is piss these people off more. So,
As your stature towers above them, one opposite you notices you standing there.
yep. My hands are up in a gesture of I don't want to start trouble. Can
The
anybody tell
conversation
me
brief-
what's going on? Besides
The
what I
con-
think is going on, which I would like to clarify, if possible.
There's a dead silence as everyone turns to look at you.
Hello. I'm a companion of
One of the
Thorin's.
dwarves immediately just sort of like points at you and starts going, I bet it was him and his friends. They were only just coming to town.
If you're referring to the wolf that Thorin was riding through the town. Well, to be clear, it was me. I am a druid. And we were in a very big rush. One of our members had been abducted. And we needed to hurry through the town to capture the one who abducted them.
The one that's throwing accusations at you goes, ha! He admits it! It is him and his cronies. Someone get the guards, quick!
The last thing we meant to do was to disturb the peace. That's why I'm here. If we wanted to disturb the peace, none of us would be back here to explain anything.
They seem to be rather frustrated with you. And don't appear to be looking to be, like, listening to the part where you say you're here to reason. As one of them runs out the door.
If you want us to leave, that's fine, but if you also want information or clarification, I can remain here if you want me to. The last thing I want is for you guys to be, you people to be upset with Thorin, upset with our people, our group of adventurers, and will remain here if you guys, if you people need more information.
Another one starts saying, accusing, just generally, adventurers always are bringing trouble here. Why do we let them in? Like, why do we let them through when something always happens?
I'm sure that's how it sounds. It seems like to people outside of our current situation. And I'd like to say that that was the last thing we ever wanted to do. But there was somebody in danger, and we had to act quickly. Now, if there's any reparations we can make, I'm more than happy to make them.
I don't think there's much you can do with what you've caused. I'm going to jump to the others for a second.
Okay.
So, as you guys are walking down this road,
I feel like
Into
Otto
town.
has said something he can't unsay.
No.
You also hear the bell as you getting louder, and
Wow. Oh dear. I didn't.
you guys are
No.
terrible at this.
No, it's because I can select people and move them myself. See, watch. I'm gonna turn Zoho sideways. Yeah.
Right. So as you guys are following up and walking into town, as you actually head in, you hear the bell. It starts getting louder. You can see, you just briefly see, at the end of the road, someone run around the corner in that direction.
I look in that
No.
direction.
Well, you can't see in that direction because
There's
the
not.
building's in the way. But you see someone basically running around this corner very quickly.
Does Thorin recognize them?
Nope. Generic villagers.
Great. Do we see anyone when we get to the corner?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, great.
Hey, Zoho sees everything.
11. Why are you rolling as me?
Yeah, that confused the crap out of me. Someone has the wrong name selected somehow.
I don't know because I shouldn't because
Are you-
I'm
You clicked. Did you click on Kyan's token by mistake?
I think he does.
Anyway.
It will be high. A 19 plus whatever modifier, as long as it's not negative, will be high enough anyway. So, as you
This is why I have the character sheet up, so I can't do this shit with any of you.
I
So-
should be able to click on your token anyways.
Anyway.
As you look down this path where you see the figure that you briefly spotted further up the path running towards the banner. Jesus Christ, that's gonna...
Is the entire manor on fire?
I was about to say Cayenne, because it says Cayenne on the roll. No.
Thorin,
Zoho and Thorin, you can see smoke coming up from behind the manor.
Mm.
Thorin, you have a feeling you know what this is.
I know exactly what this is.
Thorin, why am I seeing
And-
smoke?
And as a group, you see Thistle standing in the doorway to the tavern. Not
Yes, it's a tavern. It's one
Look-
of the two taverns.
standing in the doorway of the tavern, looking up towards the manor.
Thistle?
Building 1, isn't it? Yeah, the one on the corner.
Thorin is going to keep walking towards the sound of the bell, which seems to be the town hall.
Yep.
Yeah, Zoho is perplexed as to why Thistle's just standing there in the entrance of the tavern looking towards the manor.
I'm just trying to get rid of the scribbles that are in the way.
Yeah, Cayenne just gonna stand. Do I eventually see the smoke?
You may eventually see the smoke, but you only notice the thing that's closest, and that's Thistle. Standing in the doorway,
Yeah, I guess
watching the dude run up the path.
yeah, I guess Cayenne with Zoho would ask, "What's happening?"
Yeah. And he is asking Thistle to get her attention.
Are you actually asking Thistle?
Yes.
She briefly jumps as she doesn't really notice you behind her, and as she turns around, it's like, "Oh, Foreign's friends. There seems to be trouble at the manor. There's fire."
Fire.
Hmm.
Glances at Cayenne.
Thorin's
Cayenne
already disappeared.
Yeah, Cayenne would look and see the smoke. I think finally after saying fire.
Yeah, after pointing it out, it's like you look further down the road, and where in the distance of the manor, it's like, oh, smoke. Yeah, there seems to be large amounts of black smoke
I'm surprised nobody's
rising into the air.
noticed the workshop yet.
It's just starting.
You've only
Okay.
just started that, not too long ago.
I'm gonna be honest, adding that extra fire.
The other way.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The moment they start noticing that, you are going to get lynched. Because nobody was supposed to be there. Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, Otto's about to be lynched.
Otto is currently standing awkwardly, having accusations throwing at him.
Do you
And I'm
know-
guessing standing going, fix it. It's
Do you know
kind
what
of-
that bell's all about?
Yes, it's the it's to alert people of fire. It's just a warning. It means something's happened.
Did you perchance see our friend Otto, the big furry man?
No.
Must have come back into town. Where could he have gone?
Probably the same direction. And Thorn's going. She's currently in like a thing, or in her ear that is faced towards the bell, towards the ringing bell.
Ah,
She looks a bit relieved when you say foreign's over that, with you rather than at the manor where you went this morning.
Considering that others came, Otta, and Zoho came to my aid as I was taken and locked in a cell. I'm going to assume it might have been caused by someone else. Because Cayenne doesn't know.
She looks confused at you now.
The lady
Why are
might
you
not.
blurting this? It's like, why are you blurting this out to a random NPC?
Well, because Cayenne doesn't know who started the fire.
We didn't start the fire.
Yeah. So,
alright.
so plausible deniability. Cayenne doesn't know who started the fire, thus conclude. Someone's probably covering in their tracks.
At
I
this
know so.
point, while you guys are gabbing, Thorin is now outside the town hall.
The door is open if you want to go in. The bell is ringing.
Can I see Otto from outside the door?
Nope.
Okay.
Try
Thorin
going
is
in.
gonna walk in.
You walk into the town hall, and as you do, it's like you see Otto standing there, pleading his case to some degree against a small group of the townsfolk. They seem to be rather pissed off.
Thorin is going to interject.
I
and-
believe Otto is trying to explain that Otto's currently thinking they're on about the wolf, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Otto's throwing, however you trying to explain is like apologize and stuff, and you didn't mean to cause anyone upset and stuff, and they're like just sort of like, you better wait here and better find hope your friends get here too, and
Thorin just looks at Otto and is like,
You have to keep in mind, Otto has no idea that there is either
fire.
fire going on.
yeah. Thorin just interjects. What are you accusing us of? He's just here to apologize for the wolf running through town.
a wolf
He
running
doesn't-
through town is not a problem.
Oh,
That's
then-
We have more
obviously-
immediate problems.
Then
That's
what's
where
the
half town
problem?
is gone.
Huh? Wait,
Are you talking about the fire? He has nothing to do with that.
fire? What fire?
Up by the manor.
His eyes really like they get really thin, and he looks towards you. What?
Mhm. Zoha's outside still, so is Cayenne. They don't know what's going on.
I know.
Thorin just looks at Otto, flat faced, no expression. There is a fire burning behind the manor. That's what they're freaking out about. Thorin looks at the dwarves. He has nothing to do with that. We were dealing with something else entirely.
The guy that was
different.
originally throwing the accusations at Otto is like now going to start throwing accusations at you as well. It's like either way, he's associated with you, and I bet you did it. Everything was fine until you lot came.
Thorin steps right up to the dwarf. It was like, you want to hurl accusations without proof, you foolish dwarf. Don't. I was invited up there by the lady of the manor. Things happened.
A different member says it's like, yeah, I saw you going up to the manor, and now there's fire there. Things happen, right?
Thorin raises an eyebrow. The manor house itself is not on fire. Closer.
Otto's just showing his own concern now because like he's like pinching the bridge of his nose, like, why didn't he hear about this until now? Why are you speaking in this way? You're only making it worse. Whole bunch of thoughts are flooding his mind right now.
Another one chimes in. It's like, so you're not denying it then?
I'm not denying that I was up there. As to starting the fire, that's a different matter entirely. You know my
Well,
father's penchant for messing with things he shouldn't.
The different one joins in the conversation. So you're the son that abandoned their father.
Thorin just rolls his eyebrows. Or his eye, not his eyebrows. His,
His
eyes.
eyebrows.
Wow, that'd be
His
kind of
eyebrows are- His
impressive.
eyebrows are actually very well trained caterpillars.
He rolls his eyes.
Ah.
Can we get past this old news and disgustingly overdone tale by now at this point?
Okay. Setting that aside, what is this town's current affiliation with the Lady of the Manor? I just want to be on the same page here.
Are you stupid?
Being
No.
No, that's the
Uh,
NPC asking you.
We're new to town.
no.
What do you expect us to know?
You never been to a small town like this before? Usually the person living in the big house owns the land.
He sighs heavily. He knows where this is going, and he just doesn't want to be here anymore.
It's not a good idea to come and torch their stuff. And if you come here and you're the ones that have done it, we're just gonna get blamed for it. But we suffer the consequences because you travelers never stick around.
I hate to.
Thorin raises an eyebrow. The lady disappeared and left after I showed up at the manor, and she introduced me to my father.
She accosted
She-
us first. And then, trying to get the information out of her, she decided to be completely vague and leave.
Well, Thorin wasn't going to say anything about that. Thanks, Otto.
She was trying to say, to be fair, he was trying to say it tactfully. He could have gotten a lot worse with the information. He knew that if he brought up the slimes, the act of trying to explain things would go right out the fucking window.
It would
Otto
be bad.
doesn't.
All
Otto
you're
doesn't have
doing
a
is
mom.
like you know that shovel that you left behind.
Yep.
It feels like you don't need that to dig a grave.
Yeah. He's trying. He's trying to do this in a tactful manner so that, like, he can explain what happened without, like, getting into too much detail, because if he gets too much detail, there ain't no way they're stepping away from this anyway. They want
because of
answers,
Otto,
we
I don't
gotta
think
give
we
them to
are
them.
Anyways.
So, Kyan, what are you doing right now?
Well, assuming
As
that
I'm
was
guessing
you-
Zoho is walking in on this as he moved his token down.
Yeah,
Yes.
as soon as I see Zoho start walking that direction, I said I'll catch up in a moment. And I'm just stare in the direction of the fire, or down the road. Do I see the dwarf that ran around the corner, or coming out of 6 with guards? Or I'm assuming he went to the other inn.
No, he was running down the road towards the manor. So if you were paying attention, he wouldn't have kept going towards the manor.
Okay.
Because someone told him to go fetch the guards.
Mm.
What do you think the guards are dealing with right now?
Mm-hmm. Assuming the guards aren't all slime.
Right.
Kyan would start walking towards the manor.
Wait.
Alright, so Kyan's gonna start heading towards the manor. So Zoho, you walk into a room with into a strange argument of Otto claiming one thing and giving them too much information, and now as the conversation is now turning into them starting to throw accusations that Otto must have assaulted the lady of the manor.
I did
On top of
nothing to
everything else.
anybody!
Zoho speaks out amidst all the cacophony as he's just leaning against the frame. Perhaps it would be prudent for someone to give an eyewitness report of what occurred, and that can be verified as fact. Is that
Oh,
not
look,
how this
another
goes?
one. Those those another one of them has appeared.
I am called Zoho, thank you, and I am not an it. I'm very much human.
Look, what is it gonna
The
take
scientific-
for us to appease you guys? Just leave? Because we could do that.
Thorin whacks Otto on the on the thigh. That's not what they're asking for.
Obviously, but we can't exactly do anything but leave at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Allow me to address the town.
Hmm.
What will it take for you to be appeased? Simple.
They all basically spout off a different answer. One of them says leave. The other one says is like fix the damages. Another one's just like apologize to the lady of the manor. You get various. It's like they're all kind of like together in the sense of that they're blaming you, but they all can't like have a different idea of what you should do to fix it.
See,
Okay,
I see all three of them.
Thorin raises his hand like he
God.
wants some silence, just so that he can address the crowd.
You mean Otto?
I said
So
Thorin.
how-
I said
how-
Thorin, didn't I?
how-
I said Thorin, didn't I? Okay, yes, I meant Otto.
I
Oh.
honestly see all three of them answering at once and then stopping and looking at each other.
Yeah,
like,
no. Otto just raises his hand for a little bit of silence for a second. We are willing to go douse the flames, repair what is broken, pay for damages, and leave without issue if you are willing to accept this.
Zoho just nods.
One of them looks like they might be agreeing with you. Meanwhile, the more bossy, overbearing one kind of like chimes in first, and it's like, "No, we'll wait for the guards."
By all means.
And then we'll speak to the lady.
Zoho glances at Thorn and Otto silently. And then a mind link opens up in Otto's mind. And it says, should we tell them?
No, that is a very bad idea. If things go
Fair
south,
enough.
we may have to leave in a hurry. That's all we have to know about right now.
Fair enough.
You do know that means well, Thorin's the only one with his pack still. Your guys' stuff is still at the inn.
No, it's not.
Well,
Yeah.
would like-
Well, no, Otto's cheat the system because of transformations.
Yeah.
Zoho looks at the bossy dwarf. Well, while you are waiting for the guards, that fire up by the manor is going to keep spreading, and there will be more damage. Is that really what you want?
Does this look like the whole village is here? Where do
I
you
am
think
so-
the rest of our town folks are? They're either
Dousing-
keeping safe or trying to fix the problem.
You mean you sent some up there to douse the flames?
What, you just leave the fire to, like, spread?
merely I'm merely trying to get some clarification on what you just said. So you sent some people up there to douse the flames. Were any of them armed? You know, on the chance that there may be some unprecedented danger awaiting them?
What are you getting at? It's a fire.
Thorin,
It's dangerous. People have gone to try and deal with it so it doesn't spread. What on earth are you on about needing to be armed for?
Thorin just
The only
says-
reason we might need to be armed is to deal with dangerous folk like you.
Thorin just looks at the dwarf. I'm not waiting here. I'm going up to the manor. If you've got a problem with that, you can follow behind so I don't run away.
Indeed.
Your
I'm
guards
going.
are up there, and the fire is up there. If you have a problem with the fact that I'm going to go up there and take a look, follow behind. But stay out of my way.
Otto's just standing there with his hand in his, like his face in his hands. I will remain here as crap, what's the term? Like having somebody remain as insurance that
Hostage?
kinda, yeah.
Also, are you sure? I can
All you
stay
hear is-
behind. Your abilities may be better off handling the fire.
What
I don't think I'll be
abilities?
of any help.
I don't actually
all
have
you hear
water
is-
control right now.
All you hear from Thorin is, "You're not staying behind. They're not. They're coming along too. Let's go."
The bossy one goes, "You're not going anywhere. You will answer for the trouble you cause."
Thorin has already gone outside because none of them are by
Soho
the
looks to
door.
the bossy dwarf. As he stated, you have a problem with that. You're free to follow after him instead of standing here grandstanding like an idiot. He looks to Otto. Coming, Otto?
All
want
you
to stop
hear
that
is
fire.
Thorin.
Stay in touch. I'll be here. The last thing I want is to make these people any madder.
Otto. You're sure?
Yes.
All you hear is Thorin yell both your names. And then be like, "If you think they're not going to do anything, you're wrong. They've already made up their mind. So you might as well come to the fire with us."
Zoho looks to Otto. Be safe. And he just follows after Thorin. He does stop at the entrance. Also, Hamahera, my furry friend. I will not be so amicable. And he just heads right back out.
The angry dwarf looks at like the others and kind of gestures to two specific ones, like they're his cronies, to go follow them. And as they leave and start heading out, you find yourself being closely followed by two chunky dwarves.
Zoho
Okay.
blinks with Thorin. Looks like he's intent on seeing this through without him being there.
He wants to
Right.
be foolish and wait for something to happen that's not going to, then that's up to him. I'm not fixing any of this.
You mean you're going to let the manor burn?
Maybe not the manor, but the workshop. At this point, it's probably too far gone to save anyways.
Just gonna point
I
out.
think it's a good thing you did. And he is talking in his head.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing you didn't tell them what really caused the fire. Then they would have been on
Thorin.
you like a pack of vultures.
Whatever. Let's catch up to Cayenne.
Would I be here
Well,
Or would,
as
I, or would I be
you
closer?
continue, I've kind of given up trying to track too much specifics, but you're definitely ahead, and you're heading up the hill to the manor.
Well, I'm waiting by the end because that's as far as I would make it.
And as you head up the hill, you can see the one that you think ran around the corner in front, talking to the guard, one of the guards that appears to be one that you of the two that you bumped into when you arrived. And as you climbing the hill, they like finish the conversation, and the guard heads around towards the back of the manor, and the one that was speaking to him starts running down the slope back effectively towards you.
Kyan looks and just like. So, what did Gunthorpe set on fire? Because from what I've heard, he has a tendency of burning workshops.
Gunthorpe? Who the fuck's Gunthorpe?
Well, no, basically, she would be saying that to the dwarf that's running back down the hill.
Yeah, but who the fuck's Gunthorpe?
The
There's
dwarf
no
is saying that.
Gunthorpe here.
So the dwarf is saying that.
What dwarf? I'm now completely lost.
You said that dwarf was head.
A
You
guard.
Said dwarf that you said dwarf went this way to talk to guard.
Yeah.
I'm headed up the hill. Dwarf
Yeah.
that came this direction is going back, and the guard is going this direction.
Yes.
Oh, Grimbear. Why is he Gunthorpe?
That's why I was confused. You're saying Gunthorpe,
Right.
and I'm like, Gunthorpe's
don't
not
know.
here.
It's fine.
Gunthorpe
It's
isn't
fine.
here.
We're doing a lot of we're
Why?
saying one word and we meet another today.
Yeah. So
Our
what did
brains are mush.
Yeah. What did Grimbear set on fire? Because from what I've heard, he's currently 2 for 2 for burning something he's been living in.
Are you trying to say this to the one that's running?
Oh
back
no, no! Why are you doing this to us?
They briefly stop confused in front of you. Who are you?
A friend?
Uh-huh.
Go help them with the fire. I gotta go.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Confused villager starts running back into town. As the guard's now gone behind the building. And I'm guessing you're continuing up the path to go around the back, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, Varen and Zoho, as you're walking up the path, you see a villager running towards you from the direction of the manor.
I imagine we're right about here when we meet them.
And as you walk past the inn, you like Thistle also notices Farin, and she kind of like calls out to him. Is everything okay?
Just stay there. I don't know.
Okay.
Either way, we will assist best we can to resolve this issue. Did you run into one of our companions? They were heading this way.
Yes, they went up towards the manor.
Right. Thank you. And he resumes heading up towards the manor.
You continue heading up towards the manor with the two, 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 two guys following you. And as you get further up the road, the other one runs past you back towards the town hall. Doesn't quite realize that they ran past you specifically.
There's not much we can say there except keep going. Do. Can we
Got-
see anything in the manor from here?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Cayenne, as you get around the back of the manor, you see like a classic chain of townsfolk like lining up, passing buckets back like along and from what appears to be a nearby well up the hill closer to the manor. And
Got it.
the guard that was there previously is now talking to some of the other guards that are keeping an eye on the situation.
Well, Cayenne would just walk by towards the fire, or trying to stay at, like, she would turn as dark skin as she could to like when out of line of sight of anyone to prevent
You
like.
say that it's like you don't really have much of a choice in this, do you?
Well, yeah, no, Cayenne
Get too
when out of line,
close.
yeah, when Cayenne out of line of sight of everyone during this entire walk, she would have done that because, oh, I'm getting close to a fire, or people are going to be sus, and back to me being quote unquote this monster, and essentially, as she's getting closer, she's going to start extinguishing 5-foot cubes of flame.
It's like one of the townsfolk spots you approaching the fire, and they kind of like shout at you to keep back, and then
And then suddenly an entire 5-foot cube of fire, or it's just gone.
when is this just? This is not. Is this a?
That
Cantrip?
Yeah,
it
is
is
this
a
the cantrip?
Yeah, it's the cantrip.
Control flames.
Okay, I'm just confused. To why it doesn't say can? Why the can? Oh, why is the cantrip bit white?
I don't know.
If you highlight it, it pops up. I was like, why is the text color different?
Yeah,
I don't know,
I
but
don't know.
most of my cantrips don't actually have descriptions. Or some spells, anyway. It's actually confusing.
Okay, so you use your control flames to kind of like keep the fire back as it is. The whole building's up, so like the water and stuff they're throwing on it seems to be more a case of trying to stop it from getting worse, but not really having an effect on getting it down.
Putting a band-aid on a gash.
Yeah, well, Kaya and Iskar. So what's going to probably be getting rid of this fire.
Give them assistance in the matter using the cantrip. I don't
Yep.
think the cantrip itself would be powerful enough to put out like the fire because the embers and stuff would just. It doesn't kill the embers; it just puts out the flame.
Yeah,
So
but
it's all like you'll do a bit, and then it's all like as you're doing another bit, it's like the fire starts pushing back, and it's basically. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a tug and war. As you put out like that bit, and it's all like get around, try and go around to put out another bit. It's like the fire starts to take back hold of the bit that you put out because it's like the flames that are not the ones that you put out, but you know what I mean. It's like embers and stuff spark over and effectively start it up again. But they realize that you can cast magic, seem to be able to cast magic, and seem to be helping. So they kind of like go, okay, keep chucking the water.
yeah, Kaya would.
And as you're
start-
doing that, the guards actually start like the guards start heading back towards town.
Kyan would start going towards the direction of it tossers so that they can toss buckets onto the embers to stop him from igniting again.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna help with the tug of war with fire in whatever way is possible. As the guards round the house and start heading down the hill, that's when I guess you guys will be heading up the hill
Yes.
with your two cronies. Well, not your specific cronies, but you get what I mean.
The toadies that are following you.
While Otto sits there awkwardly.
I'm
Yeah,
basically
stand.
acting as insurance in case. Well, no, I know that things aren't going to go
You
south.
volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, pretty much. I want to give him no reason to actually accuse us any further.
I mean, it's a little late for that.
Obviously. To him, in his eyes, yes. To everybody else, not quite.
Anyway, Zoho and Foreign almost at the manor as guards start, like, a group of guards comes down the path towards you. A shorter one appears to recognize you and calls the group to stop.
Hmm.
You said it was the newcomers, and you hear them saying, you said it was the newcomers, and I think those are the ones that were trying to go to the house the other day. You think it's them? Then another one responds, I don't recall anyone else coming into town recently. It must be them. And the guards then actually come to approach you.
This is not going to end well.
Thorin just kind of looks at the guards and just kind of responds with, "Are you going to stop us from putting the fire out? You want to accuse us of something, that's fine. But at least let us help put the fire out. You can deal with the matter afterwards."
Based on the information we have, you are being accused of starting said fire.
Thorin just flaps his hand. Yes, I already heard. Accused without proof just because we came into town recently. And yet, though our one friend was invited up to the manor by the lady, I was invited up to the manor by the lady to work with my father. And now all this has happened. You think I would start something when I've been invited by the lady of the manor? Be rather foolish, don't you think?
Not selling your case very well.
The lady at the manor currently seems to be away. All signs are
no-
currently pointing towards you, and you saying that you were here yourself.
At her invitation. I wouldn't be have come up here otherwise.
Invitation or not, the lady is not here, and by the sounds of it, she's the only one who would be able to confirm what's happened. Until then, we
No.
only have what I've just been told by a villager.
A villager who saw
Slash
nothing,
cowpokes.
heard nothing, and is simply jumping to prejudicial views because they don't like adventurers. I'd say that's rather biased, wouldn't you? What if
It
we
is.
had been
One of them says, "It is indeed. However, without further proof, you are the only suspects around."
Uh-huh.
Which would mean that we may, unfortunately, going to have to arrest you until we can speak to the lady herself.
Thorin just looks at the guards. Are you going to get him the way of me putting out the fire at my father's workshop? There are plenty of you. There are only two of us. What are you so scared of?
Why are you trying to intimidate the guards?
No, Thorin's just making the
Like
point.
the way you
like,
said that is like sounds like you're. And also, one of them is going to say is like father's workshop. It's like the building is
owned by the lady, yes, but my father
is owned
was
by
in
the
her
lady.
employ.
Who exactly is your father? The Lord died a long time ago, and we have no recollection of him having children.
Grimbear. Grimbear Ironsbane is my father.
No, I think they know. They're just.
No, they don't. Because every villager who hears it is like, oh, you're the son who ran away. Nobody has realized. I had to introduce
The
myself.
guard at the back kind of goes, "Think I've heard of this one. It's not good stories, but that would also mean that his the father is talking about used to own the building. Well, owns the building over there."
Oh
And he points
shit!
in the direction of the.
Oh shit! Oh
And he points in the
shit!
direction of where your father.
And you see a
used to
plume of
live.
smoke.
Sorry, would you like to roll me a D100?
Oh, no.
Let's see how lucky you are, or unlucky you are today.
Oh no!
Nah, could go either way. Just wait till see what Kai says.
Okay. Oh,
Get on with it.
it takes takes a moment, and then one of the four guards guys is like, "That, the building over there? Are you sure?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm sure it's that one over there. That building that has smoke coming from it. That is meant to be empty." And the other guards kind of like put their hands up like over their eyes and kind of like stare off into the distance to where this one's pointing and go. And then they look at you. And then they look into the distance. And then they look at you. I think he started the fire, sir.
Oh, Zoho just silently.
If you
raises his
turn
hand
around, if you turn
and
around and look,
facepalms.
if you turn, one of you turns around and looks back towards where you've just come from.
Zoho
There's
does.
this, there's this narrow, dark black smoke coming up from where the hut is. So you know how you
Thorin-
set that on fire? You
Yeah.
think I
Nice job, by the
noticed?
way.
Zoho just calmly says, Thorin, maybe we should have explained why. Maybe now's a good time to explain why. And honestly, I'd like to know.
Well,
Yep, definitely don't need a shovel now.
one of the it's like the first guard, like pulls out a set of manacles. Well, I guess you're under arrest.
Okay.
Can you go and inform some of the townsfolk to head over there as he talks to one of the other guards behind him? And the guard pauses for a moment and then realizes what the guy's on about. It's like, and turns around to get some of the townsfolk from behind the manor.
Okay.
Yep.
Thorin is just staring at the guard at this point. You're going to try and arrest me after being assaulted in my own house, after being attacked by my father, after things go horribly wrong and your precious lady attacks me and then tells me to kill my friends after putting me under a spell and then runs away in the middle of all of it. Oh, and need I forget, she stole something from my father beforehand. And you think I'm going to let you arrest me at this point? He pulls the hammer out from his belt at this point. He is not going at all. He's had it. He is in the throes
Oh,
of grief.
based
He's
on-
angry. He is going to tear them apart if they even try.
I
So-
guess we're rolling initiative then.
Zoho speaks to the guard, or calmly, Sir, I would most sincerely reconsider what you're going to do next here. Because if you're going to slap those things on my friend, he is going to fight back, and then I'm going to have to fight back. And you do not want me to fight back.
Forgot that happened.
So, Kai,
Well, I'm already fucked, and I'm not waiting for the lady to come back because we know how that's gonna go.
Why is there initiative 0?
Why is your fucking stuff not sticking?
Ugh.
What are you
I'm
doing to this character
going-
sheet, man?
I'm going on my sheet.
during this entire
Like, your HP is completely missing.
Uh-oh.
Why is there a secondary token?
Because he's
He's
trying
trying
to
to
I
fix
just read
it.
it out to see what trying to figure out whether that token you've got there is linked or not. You've got somehow deleted your HP, so we have no idea what your HP is.
I didn't touch anything.
We're not blaming you.
I'm not blaming you. I'm trying. Like, I have no idea. It's like
this is why I to put down notes of what my health is and have it on a separate set.
but it's
Shouldn't
only
have
ever
to.
foreign sheet, which is the thing that's weird.
Yeah,
I
we.
think it might be the class. It might be doing weird things. And anyways,
No,
during the-
because it's set as custom, so it doesn't. It
And
shouldn't be
Nah.
I think.
then I
yeah,
don't know.
it's set. Yeah, it's set as a custom, so it's not pulling any of the default class stuff.
It's not.
I
letting
also
me
know he
roll
wasn't-
initiative.
I also know you weren't at full HP because you just had a.
Yeah. I
Ever so
don't
minute.
even know at this point.
I love it when
This is
things
so
break.
f-
It's the funniest.
So
It's like I do this. I click this.
I got it to roll just now.
So this new one's
Um,
definitely linked. So just for some reason the HP is killing itself. That's the worst possible thing to be killing itself.
How do I shrink this token down?
You can't.
Don't worry about it.
You can't. It's annoying. It's
Oh my gosh, she's got an HP bar now.
no, only because I put in a random number.
So, can I say what I was going to do amidst trying to clean out the fire?
Yes. Well, I think I can do that while trying to figure out what the hell is going on here.
During the entirety of what was happening over there, Cayenne, during the using her entire body to like do control flames. Sometime in the middle of it, she would have some in the lady on top of a wyvern with basically Grimbear
Grimbear.
in the wyvern's mouth.
Wait, what?
Yes,
Like,
confuse them more.
Coming out of the flames and then flying off.
I'm gonna set your HP to that for now because that's as close as I can get it. Just looking at my breath. Oops. Did not want to stretch. Just wanted to move.
No, you made it
No,
wide.
looking about the last session, like I can't see numbers, but I can roughly see percentage. So that'll be close enough for now. I hope it doesn't do that again. That's gonna drive me fucking nuts. Right, so you want to summon a major image of the lady riding a wyvern with Grimbear.
In its mouth.
Doing what now?
Basically, emerge and flies off.
With Grimbear in its mouth.
Yes.
Emerges from
The fire.
Yeah. Or at least emerges around a bend where they would see where I would summon her from. Do I need to roll a deception?
I'm just reading the spell to see what's going on. Like, I feel like the DC is wrong for starters.
Yeah, no, that's definitely wrong.
That should just be whatever your base what's it is.
Yeah, why the fuck is it reading that? Let me fix that.
Should be using your charisma.
Whoa.
Oh, it's long. Or from there, and it doesn't give the DC, so rude.
Should just be your charisma because that's your spellcasting modifier for.
Yeah,
both.
it successful intelligence investigation in check for the physical interaction. And it doesn't have to that's the only thing that they're doing. And it doesn't say anything about
Physical interaction reveals that that's not happening.
yeah, so physical interaction is not going to happen. In
Okay, so this is not necessarily isn't a straight up immediate thing. You basically have to spend time moving it around and shit to make it look real.
Yeah, basically, I would be using my entire action in to make it appear, and then
Let's do it this way.
and then make her fly off with it. With Grimbear.
This is this is intelligence, right?
Do you want me to
Someone sounds
roll a
tired
deception?
already.
I'm doing it as a percentile of how many people fall for it, like fall for it or not.
Well, right now I would also activate innate sorcery to make it a DC 16.
Okay, so as you do this, a bunch of the townsfolk that are throwing water suddenly like see this image appear and do what you stated, and four of them immediately start running. A couple of them drop the buckets, and there seems to be panic about what's happening for the most part with them. However, one of them stands there and goes, "This is no time to be playing games!"
Oh, they saw through the illusion.
Yeah, there's a chance that commoners can see through the illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Not much chance, but with the number of people there was a higher you get the
Higher
point.
likelihood,
So,
yeah. Big group of
and it's
people.
and now
yeah.
and now this one townsfolk is now freaking trying to get everyone back organized. As you So yeah, congratulations on creating panic.
Yeah, correct.
Maybe that was the point.
Yeah, but now there's a lot less people dealing with this fire, and while
It's
you're
raging
having
out of
your-
control.
And while you're having your discussion, so to speak, as they're trying to arrest you, a bunch of these townsfolk come running from behind the manor, panicking. As they kind of push through you and the guards and stuff. One of them explains, "What the blazes is happening?"
I mean, yeah.
Literally, blazes. That's just kind of complete chaos falling apart right now.
Joy. Am I hearing any of that, from, townsfolk who are,
From where you
reporting
are?
that?
No, it's gonna take a couple of minutes for them to even get close to you.
Okay.
They're gonna run all. Speaking of which, by now I think that one that was doing the traveling is going to have come back into the town hall and is going to start explaining that they just spoke to the guards and they're on the way and to deal with things. I don't really know which way to go at this point.
Pick a direction, see what happens.
There's 3 groups of people, right?
Yep.
Two
Okay,
singles and
we're
two
still with
singles.
Cayenne. Cayenne, upon completely causing chaos with this wyvern riding
Shenanigans.
Grimbay carrying Lady of the Man, that makes no sense whatsoever. What's your next move?
Use the same spell to me.
Like, no.
Oh my god.
Use the same spell to make sure it keeps flying away, and mind link suggestion
To the guy who broke
with
this.
with source with 2 sorcery points because it is one of my psionic spells, which I have been gained back by expending spell slots to tell.
So are your spell shots and things correct right now?
Yes, they are. I should have 1/3 level left. I'm gonna still have 2 2nd level spell slots left, and basically the suggestion in his chat is chase after the Y, the lady and the wife, Vern, which headed towards the east.
You're going to...
Oh my gosh.
And that's to the one and only person that saw through the illusion.
Yes.
Can you click suggestion for a second, just so I can
I-
quickly...
Did, for some odd reason, I have to choose a token. It should say 16. Well,
They're both concentration. That's what I was...
yeah, I know. I would have had. Yeah, I know. I would have had the spell. The spell dised. Like go over.
So you want
Go
it
over
to
the
go
forest.
fly into the distance, so when you end concentration, you can cast suggestion to go chase after it.
Yep.
Okay. Alright. I hope I just get lucky on this guy. Cause... Nope.
Nope, as in he didn't save.
He failed the save.
He's
He would
also gonna run.
Yeah, he would try to exclaim after it.
It's going to, for some reason, start chasing away from the manor and the chaos in the direction of where the wyvern friggin' went. Jesus Christ.
This is going all according to plan. What plan?
Oh,
I have no idea.
This wasn't even planned in the sense of there was no plan for this bit other than the fact that you started a fire. Townsfolk don't want fire threading. They're gonna try and stop out the fire. And now for some reason, we're making this fire go out of control. All the things that the townsfolk were doing to try and keep control of this fire, they're no longer doing. They're panicked. Some of them have ran away.
And the one who didn't run away got
Meanwhile,
forced
the guard
to.
that's walked back around is trying to find out. Wait, but in the brief moment, is struggling to figure out what the hell's going on and stuff because he wasn't there for the wyvern, and now he's walked around with a bunch of townsfolk panicking. One or two have managed to finally get back to bucket slinging, but on their own they can't do enough.
Yeah,
That building's burning down, I think. So yes, heading back down the road. As you pulled out your hammer?
Yeah,
Thorn?
at this point. Yeah.
So you've pulled out your hammer as a bunch of townsfolk run through you guys and the guards, disrupting them for a minute.
Huh?
Moment.
What?
As a bunch of panicked townsfolk suddenly run
Yeah,
amongst the group.
Zoho's immediately taken aback. Why are they running? Shouldn't they be dousing the flames?
That would be helpful, but right now I believe we're going to put you under arrest. If you would kindly hold out your hand.
This guy. So Thorin's pulled out the hammer, and these guys are just like, "Yeah, no, you're
He's
still gonna
talking
do
to
this."
Zoho at this point.
I don't know if I want to do that. Those manacles look uncomfortable.
They're not meant to be comfortable, but if you'll kindly do this, make this easier for us. There seems to be a lot going on right now.
I would imagine so. Does he see the major image that Kyan created?
No, because the major image went the other direction. It
Yeah.
said east.
Oh, Roll 20. Why are you borking on me so hard?
And then I
right now?
believe they probably kept it quite low so they could make it disappear behind some trees and stuff.
Yep.
Oh, the sequel's better
Yes,
and better.
about that.
The two behind
He-
him raised their crossbows.
Thorn, got any ideas?
Thorin just has the look like he's about to murder some fools.
This is not going how I thought it would go. This is really not going how I thought it would go.
Zoho speaking for everybody.
Meanwhile, Otto gets to sit and just do shit.
I just was hoping they
Otto
wouldn't
gets
draw
to
it.
get a bunch of like townsfolk staring, watching him. Waiting for the guards to arrive. Don't think the guards are going to arrive.
Nope.
Not at this point.
Yes, well, see, I don't particularly like having those manacles on my wrists. He talks to stomach. I was like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I'm trying not to look panicked, but it is very hard.
Just see anime sweat drops.
No, I'm just saving that meme of the guy just dripping.
Does Savakaze answer?
Oh, you're asking for help?
Yeah.
No, more like a suggestion. I'll take anything at this point.
I suggest you don't cause trouble in towns.
It's a little late for
It's
that.
kind of bit late for that. How do we get out of this situation? I'm open to suggestions.
Use your brains. We can't do all the work for you. I thought I taught that to you by now.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
And the guy with the manacles steps forward.
You're about to get
Oh.
manacled, dude.
I am so sorry in advance for this. He holds his hand down and just uses guts to push him back.
That's a save, I think. Push the button, please.
Isn't it like the equivalent of a shove?
Yes, it is.
Save attached if you use it that way. Yeah, let me just. Saving throw. Okay. Shrimp. Oh, okay. So you cast Gust on the guard who's approaching you with the manacles. He wobbles a bit. Please, the easy way. As he he doesn't get pushed back. He just kind of like has to take him like as he kind of regains his balance as he was about to be knocked off his feet.
He was buffeted but not pushed.
Yeah. And he stands next to you.
You literally have to stop him
And-
or go to jail.
He's going to attempt to manacle you.
What? I don't know.
Gotta think for yourself,
Knock him
dude.
out!
Right, let me just read manacles. They actually have rules.
Sabakaze literally pulled the sink or swim, bitch. I ain't no helicopter papa.
I ain't no helicopter. No, she's the helicopter. She'd be the helicopter mama. Sing or
Still-
swim, bitch.
Yeah.
Not helping.
Okay, so within 5 feet, yeah, that's obvious. Oh, he has to actually grapple you first. Okay, that's easier to figure out. Athletics or acrobatics, please. Can I roll higher than that? No, I cannot.
Yeah.
As you like
don't-
twist and turn to avoid him grabbing a hold of you.
Please, do not try to shackle me. I
Just
don't feel comfortable.
Sir, please stop resisting arrest.
Trying, but he's kind of clumsy at this. Trying to hide the fact that he's very dexterous.
I don't think you're doing a very good job at that.
I mean, he remembers when Thorin got arrested that one time, and
Oops.
yeah, bad time.
I mean, we were manipulated into that whole mess in the first place. It was all a load of shit.
he was manipulated.
That aside, you can't exactly do anything about that at this current time.
Wait, did I need the roll? Wait, did I have the roll?
No, because you don't know what's going on with us.
No, this is just so I can keep track of them.
Okay.
Just because I don't have tokens and stuff, I need a visual reference to the guard effect. That first guard acted like so. Effectively, Zoho now actually like if you're resisting and stuff and starting this fight, we'll treat this little group of guards and you guys as a thing. Yeah. So
Thorin, suggestions?
kinda, you go
Knock
back to
them
helping
out.
them.
Yes. Yes, I'm going. Yes, Cayenne would honestly be trying and just tell people to calm down and say, and tell the guard to get everyone back here. The wife and fucked off.
Alright, so
Eh.
if you roll a persuasion,
Oh boy,
will you
here
start to
it
figure out
comes.
how long it takes?
Here it comes. Oh wow!
It's only going to take a minute or two to kind of correct your mistake, I guess. Or at
Well,
least the people that are
no, it was intentional. It
Oh.
was intentional because Grimbear is dead due to whatever connections the lady he has. She
You're trying
is
to make it look like the lady is responsible.
well,
that
yeah.
that much I get. You're just going through a very elaborate way of doing it.
Yeah, because what else? Yeah, because what else am I gonna fuck?
Do you not have a
do.
way of
I don't know-
transferring memories?
I don't. Yeah, I don't have. No, I don't have a way to encode thoughts or show anything outside of what I can, and depending on roles, if they would fuck. You have believed me, and right now there's a fight. Or what I want it to enshrine into people that the lady he has a hand in this. And while I'm still cast and control flames and helping toss Buck into water or onto fire, or I'm going to be pleading with Farah. Look,
Okay.
this is what I'm going to be pleading to him with. I know there's a lot on our hands. I know you just got given a lot more information about me and probably whatever happened with Thorin. Is there any possibility you can cause a torrential rainfall?
Yep, that's gonna make things better.
Well, considering Otto's not doing anything to help.
He's not doing anything to help to appease their fears. We need people on all fronts. Ones who are helping and ones who are showing that they are not here to start shit.
Right, okay, let's just get to the task at hand.
I'm not angry,
So,
by the way.
Kayan's gonna stop no, not blaming. Pleading
Mm-hmm.
to Farah for some assistance. Farah will explain that rain is not really their expertise.
Oops.
That's for Resta.
Yeah, that's
That would be real.
that'll be Varesta, whose expertise at the water. But
Yeah. Well, the problem is that the player can't show up because of IRL BS.
so
Also, no computer.
let me just deal with this little confrontation here first,
Okay.
before we delve into Farah. And it's going to take you a minute to calm everyone down or whatever to get them back to work while you're pleading. So the guards attempted to manacle Zoho and failed. Zoho, what is your actual response as an actual as a turn? And foreign, technically, you're on the same initiative and you can work together.
Yeah, Zola's just looking at the guards, at the cronies, aiming their crossbows. Well, technically, they brought out weapons.
The cronies don't have weapons. The
You said
cronies don't have
crossbows.
weapons. The guards behind the guy with manacles do. The guards do.
I am not going to fight you, and you are not going to arrest me. A snap of his fingers, and he casts blur on himself.
Okay. That's your action.
Oh, while this is happening, I'll be back.
And he just moves away. If you wish to shoot me, you're free to do so, but I must warn you, I tend to catch things that are shot at me. I don't want to get hurt. And I don't want to hurt you.
So you're going to attempt to effectively flee.
Well, try to get to Cayenne.
Reactively, they're going to shoot at you.
Okay. They have disadvantage, though.
Yeah, I know. What's your current AC?
Currently, 17.
Ooh, an 18! Yay!
Deflect.
I thought that must happen, but I got excited that I rolled high enough. My one and only shot. Reduce damage by 10. If it reduces to 0.
10 plus Dex plus monk level, so
I'm literally just imagining him doing a Captain America, like, grab the spear out of midair and just like, really?
it's like
It's a crossbow, man.
Wow.
a crossbow bolt. He grabs it and he's like, really?
You reduce damage to 0.
He just tosses the crossbow bolt aside. He has to send it back.
Okay, not back at them. Okay. Foreign, what are you doing? They open fire.
At Zoho?
Yep. So
Yes, they
Ultra
did.
started to run away and they reflexively open fire.
I've already got the hammer. The problem is, I can't. Anything else I use is going to be really painful.
And the hammer
Just if I
isn't.
use it
Right,
on-
okay.
Where is it?
I am going to attempt to knock out the first guard. I'm not going for to kill him, but I am going to knock him out.
When you say the first guard, you mean the one with manacles closer to you, or one of the
So
other ones?
I'm going to swing at the closest one.
Okay, so the one with the manacles.
I'm going for a knockout, not a kill.
That's okay. 17 is a hit. No, wait, hang on. No, 17 is not a hit.
Ooh.
What?
Oh,
Since
he's
when?
wearing a it's breastplate. That's why.
Well, yeah, he's a guard. That makes sense.
Rude.
I was like, how is his AC? Their AC? So, oh yeah, they're wearing armor. They're guards. Yeah, no shit. It's not that they're like. It's not like you guys with your fancy pants, unarmored defense and stuff. It's just straight up relying on metal.
Excuse you.
Heavy metal.
I have a breastplate on too. Rude.
Well, this guy's coming out now. Why is it so big?
Because that's the default token size, and the map is scaled way down.
Tiny.
And what are you doing with that one?
I don't want to use the flamethrower because they're in armor and that's gonna cook them.
My
And
dude, are
no.
you literally tossing out one of your
It's like,
drones?
let me not use the flamethrower because it will cook them. It won't make it look like I have the means to start fires very easily.
It was. At
Well,
this
yeah,
moment
also-
that
It's like
fucked up.
Shut the fuck up. Just
the
because I have a
whole
little
session is you
drone,
guys fucking up right now.
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do? They fired on Zoho and they're clearly not going to stop.
What are
now.
you doing with it? What are you doing?
Honestly, I'm trying to remember what my options are because it's been a while.
You have flamethrower, force blast, and some kind of aura pulse thing. That
I'm
is,
gonna
I
do the
think, help the buff or something.
yeah, it's temp HP. I'm gonna throw out the temp buff because you know what? Throw them for a loop, and because they're not gonna leave me alone. So
Okay, so you gain. I think if you click it, it tells you how much.
I just closed my sheet. Great.
Stop closing your sheet when you need your sheet.
10-foot burst, 1d8 plus int temp HP.
Okay, so I think if I did it right, you click it, it will tell you. I did not do it right. Roll a d8 and that's your intelligence.
Why?
Hey. So you gain 8 plus, is it 3 or 4?
What is my intent modifier?
3. So you gain 11 temporary HP. Cool.
I'm assuming that's where the plus whatever is.
Yeah, it's the
in
plus
the co-
number. Plus
Mm,
3.
So plus 11. 8 and 3. Whee! Best number I could possibly get.
Okay, so cronies are going to try and be helpful and assist the guards and try and get you from behind. I need you to roll an athletics at disadvantage.
Oops, wait, hold on.
It's
Had my
fine. You
sheet
just need to
still.
roll it again, and we'll pick the
Yeah,
lowest
just
number.
just click it again. I only need one more dice.
Wow.
That's not more helpful for me. Jesus Christ. Can I roll higher than that on either of these two guys? No, I cannot. The cronies try and grab your arms and stuff, and you kind of like just brute force, like, no. The first guard guy is going to, like, the main guard guy is going to, like, pull out his sword and swing at Foreign in an attempt to subdue you. That's definitely a hit. 21 damage.
I'm excited to
So-
see where this is gonna go once
And
once the shit
yeah,
hits the
10
fan with.
HP is gone, and you're actual 10 damage to your character itself.
I'm excited to see where this is gonna go once shit hits the fan and reaches Otto's location.
Yeah, they're just gonna mob you and try.
Yeah, they are.
They're currently starting to wonder what's taking so long. Is what I think is currently going on. It's like he came back and said the guards are on the way. Where the fuck are the guards? This whole town only has 4 guards, and you're occupying them all right now.
Oh no! It would be bad if something were to happen to all 4.
I know, right? Secondary guards are going to attempt to shoot Zoho as he's still kind of running away.
Kind of.
Disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Both missed.
He's
Back around
just
to you
standing
two.
there.
Me? Okay.
You and Zoho. But Zoho's trying to be pacifist, kind of. Or going
Kind
to
of, yeah.
go get Cayenne, one or the other.
Yes.
Oh, so you're gonna leave Thorin to fend for himself against 6 people?
Not really.
No, there's only 5.
He's trying to be a pacifist until he has to
One of the guys
pacifist.
is at the back of the house trying to deal with the Cayenne situation
Wow.
and find people to go over and help with a different fight. But half the people ran away.
We'll just do...
Funny
Makes
that
you
it's almost like
wonder.
seeing a wyvern is not common in this world.
I mean, it's common enough. We know.
Wyverns exist here.
Yeah, wyverns
In a
exist.
range
Yeah.
of species.
But this is a small, quiet village. I'm sure most of them have never seen one before.
Or if they have, they know
I
to
know.
run away.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, can we get back to people's turns?
Yeah.
If Mouse is just running away, then this is what I'm doing.
Okay. Mouse, are you going around to Cayenne or standing there looking blurry?
Yeah, he looks to Thorin, seeing if does it look like he has the situation under control. No.
I'll find out. Great.
Okay.
So Thorin apparently shouts something out really loud and intimidating that two of the three look a bit worried.
Darn.
The third one is currently reloading his crossbow.
And the
He
two
sees the-
flunkies.
So Zoho is running away. I'm guessing you're dashing.
No, no.
Stand- What are you doing if you're not running away?
He
Make
sees
up your
the third one
mind.
reloading his crossbow and just goes in and just attacks.
Okay.
All right. That was his extra attack. Nick, mastery.
Hang on. Sorry, I'm saying miss. Hit. That takes out the guy who's reloading his crossbow.
They are non-lethal.
You meant to state that before you killed him.
Yeah. I'll be back.
The guy reloading his crossbow,
No, non-lethal.
it's like you just hear a loud ping as you like snap the crossbow freaking drawstring,
Yes, and knock him out.
and he gets laid out on his ass. Okay.
And he looks at the other guy with the crossbow. Sorry in advance. Non-lethal. Oh, come on!
That one's a miss.
What are with these low rolls? Eh. Also, why am I still at
Armor.
+8? When I'm at level 8?
Because it doesn't scale based on your level.
Meh.
Fun part about D&D, you can sit on the same stat line through the whole game. It's not an RPG game or anything like that, so it doesn't. You don't just constantly get XP and increasing stats. It doesn't scale like that. That would be horrendous to deal with.
Keeping us at level 8.
No, I
Anyways.
mean, like, even if you level up, it's like at best you're only gonna get like between level 8 and 20. You're only gonna get like +3 total if you go full increases. Maybe 4 if you're lucky with a random odd number or something somewhere. Oh shit! I forgot to roll a wisdom save on the cronies. Yeah, cronies are running back down the path.
Cool.
The worried-looking big guard is going to try put on his big boy pants and make an attempt to continue to subdue you. However, he's not going to have much luck with that because that's a miss.
Zoho's
As
like,
his arm is trembling as he swings his sword.
Sir, you must know what the definition of insanity is, yes? Alright then. You chose this path. You might as well stick with it to the end.
The one with the crossbow that isn't fucked right now is also going to miss. There's
Yeah,
just
now
lots of
Zoho's taking the
disadvantage going on right now.
Yeah, Zoho's starting to get a little annoyed that they're not stopping.
They got a job to do. You're causing trouble. They're meant to stop you causing trouble. They must uphold the peace in their own town. They're the only ones who can do it. And they don't really know what else to do right now other than try and subdue the troublemakers because
I'm back.
chaos is gone. Plus the lady at the man is scary. So we're already back around to Zoho and Thorin again.
Okay. Thorin, you want to go first?
Thorin is gonna try again to not well.
Oh. Wow.
For somebody who talks real big, you don't really have much success in the hitting things department right now.
I mean,
Nope.
of course, he talks big. He's a dwarf. He's short. He has to compensate for the shortness.
Although you could make the argument that you're holding back because you don't really want to accidentally kill him.
That too.
So does that make
Yeah.
Thorin a sapient version of a chihuahua?
Nah.
Thorin is not a rat.
No, that'd be a goblin.
That's an insult to goblins. Okay, Zoho, what are you doing? Thorin doesn't have the luxury of extra attack.
Okay, learning from last time, all attacks are non-lethal.
Wait, did you actually kill that guard?
Which one are
No.
you?
Okay.
Which one are you?
The second
kidding?
one with the crossbow,
Well, you
non-lethal.
whack him with the back end of Sabakazi and he drops to the floor.
Looks to the one with the who was trying to manacle him and has his sword out. Oh, come on.
It's a miss. That's a hit.
Bonk.
Is
he down?
Nope.
Bonk.
That's a miss.
Oh, come on.
They have 17 AC at least.
We've done a grand total of
I would have tagged that on our strike that hit.
Constitution. That fails.
So nice, stunned.
Which basically means it's straight back around to you two.
I'm gonna.
Because he will lose his turn.
Thorin, remember, light tap.
I'm saying this to the guy who's been holding back. It's like, I don't want to kill him. Dink.
Non-lethal.
Ah, that does.
About
You
that.
sent him
Yeah.
flying.
By the way, did you guys know there's a rule in the game? Even if you call non-lethal, if you crit, it's still lethal.
No, that's not a rule.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's a house rule then. Sorry.
Crit just means it's an auto hit.
Yeah.
You can't non-lethal with things such as magic
Oh, that's right. That's the one I was thinking of.
and ranged attacks.
Yeah.
However, there's some leeway with that.
I just remember one of my other campaigns did that. Must
So
have been a
that's
house
grand
rule.
Total of. Oh wait, that's a crit. That means oh great, he loses his turn again. But we'll see what Zoho does to this fucker first, shall we?
Wait, that's another stun.
A crit with a blunt weapon is Daze is done, which means he.
So the one I stunned is still up?
Yeah.
The stun doesn't end until the end of Zoho's following turn, which would be this set turn, and he's just basically dazed him, which is a weaker version of the stun. So the guy is just not having a good day right now.
He's gonna wake up with a
Give me a
massive headache.
second while I get the damage updated.
Okay, so this is with advantage because he is stunned.
Yep,
Non-lethal.
that's a miss.
Nope. Are you sure? 17?
Yep, that's a miss.
They have 18 AC?
That's a hit.
Bonk.
And then a crit as well.
Non-lethal.
Nice. Apart from the bleeding part. No, wait, hang on. No, that's piercing.
It's
No,
bludgeoning.
wait, no, hang on. Slashing? Slash. No, that's slashing, so it is the bleedy one. Okay.
No.
No. The crit
No.
one is unarmed.
Oh no, it's
Bludgeoning.
bludgeoning, so it's just fucking dazed upon days. Yeah, okay.
Days upon days.
Why is this guy
Oh.
still standing?
You guys are rope-a-doping his poor ass.
This man's being wombo comboed into a stun.
It's just been basically stun locked.
Is he still up?
I'm doing the math.
Sorry.
Still up.
Wow.
Okay.
Not looking
He is-
good though.
He is a trooper.
It's why you
Might
invest in the good armor.
Might as well end this with a flurry of blows. Oh, come on, 14. Why? Why? Why did I have to roll 7 twice?
Yeah, that's gonna hurt you. They're still up, but they're looking like they're doing the whole sort of like they've been hit so hard, their kind of head is spinning, and they look like they're about to fall over. And it's your turn again.
All right, someone hit him with a strong breeze.
I
Okay.
mean,
I'm sorry, but I am like. That's
a
a
miss.
miss.
it is advantage.
Has advantage
Oh.
stuff.
Well, I didn't swing with advantage.
So click it again and see if you
Click it
get
again.
better.
Okay.
That's
19.
a hit.
Non-lethal.
I don't know. You're a bit late. Is that how you want to see if you can finish this? As they kind of like fall over onto their knees and lose their balance.
I will state this once more. I apologize for what will happen, but when you wake up, just know this. This was your choice.
That's a miss. That's a
Bonk.
hit. It's also it. And they fall flat on their face. They drop the sword and the manacles.
They're out cold.
They're out cold. So that's
He looks to
that's
Thorn.
that. Yeah.
Change of plans. We need to go now.
How do you? How are you gonna get Otto?
Grab their manacles. We'll restrain them so that when they wake up, they won't be able to give chase immediately. They must have manacles on their person.
Yes, they do. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, you know, the ones that they tried to arrest you with.
Yeah, so Zoho gets to work. Clamping
It's
the
a little.
manacles on
It's kind of
them,
easy to put manacles on people that are unconscious.
and just
Zoho, do it.
press them against each other in a circle.
So you take half a minute to put the manacles on. Cayenne, I believe Farah replied with, "That's not really their expertise."
Guy in her head would say, "Damn." in hope that the guard would have started helping with the fire.
The guards trying to organize groups into trying to get a little subgroup of the people so that they can lead them over to the other fire. So out of if about half the people scattered, about 20% of the remaining people are being gathered up to go deal with another fire.
Okay, then with all recourse, Kaya in one turn will be wasting her another 3rd level spell slot of talking to Odd. To talk to Odd. Oh,
He was currently sitting with his legs and arms crossed.
yeah, because because Kyan doesn't know where Odd would be, and knew that Zoho and Thorin probably would have headed in this direction, because you said you were going to try to do damage control. And Kyan would say, Otto, fire is out of hand. I pinned all issues on Lady. Please help. Or get people away from. Get people here now. I think that was just 20.
So do I get this as person comes to
Voice inside your head.
So do I get receive this around the same time as someone arriving to describe the situation?
You get this. You probably get this at about the time where a couple of people have just left to go find out what's happened to the guards that are supposed to be here.
Who am I left with?
So the group is that you're still in front of a group with the most annoying one still there. Because as you said before, it's sort of like he seems to do the bossing, but doesn't actually commit himself. Has some commitment issues, I think.
Remind me again. I can reply with 20 words, right?
Yeah,
25.
you get to reply with 20 words.
25.
Some of them have left to go find the guards because it's taking them too long.
People are already out. Hold on. I'll have to type this out.
Someone else has probably just ran in, blabbering nonsense about
a wyvern,
a wyvern or something.
Yeah, the lady riding a wyvern, or holding someone in his mouth. So how's everyone's day? As we're waiting for Terp to
Yeah, I know.
pipe.
Terrible.
Why?
Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Work.
Fair. I was yelled at by a Brit to eat food.
as the guards around the back start setting up with a small group of people to go look, try and deal with this other fire. Not sure what you're going to do to explain to him when he walks into the select for you.
I really hope they. Eh.
So after manacling the guards, what are you two doing?
Well, as Cayenne went up to the house, I guess trying to get Cayenne now. Unless
Okay, so you're
Zoho
going to
can
walk
message
towards
her.
Cayenne.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Well, there's no point in running back into town. We gotta get Cayenne because Otto could get messaged, and we can run after that.
Yeah. Oh.
Hold on a minute.
We messed up.
I'm being pestered.
His head's in his hands. We messed up. We messed up. Stop royal. Fuck.
There, that's 20.
That's to Cayenne.
Yes.
Okay.
So as Zoho and Thorin are apparently walking down the side of the building, they pass the small group of townsfolk and the remaining guard heading back around towards the front of the building, where they have.
Oh, no. And the south gets souther. Jeez, if we go any more south, we're gonna start hearing banjos.
Zoho immediately runs up to Cayenne. We need to get out of here right now. Okay.
Am I inciting they fucked up? Well-
As you see them approach you, you get the feeling that something's happened.
Well,
Yeah, Zoho looks blurry. He never used blur in a while.
Oh yeah, you still have
Something
that.
happened. Okay.
well, I'm going.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to immediately look at Thorin.
What?
She took Grimbear. Please incite me.
Okay.
Insight?
Thorin is confused, but okay.
I mean, she said.
Why am I
insight.
hearing slime?
That's not slime.
Oh, okay.
Well, Thorin can't insight for shit.
Zoho can.
Well, as I am using this opportunity to
Ooh, how do I remove tokens from the map?
get
Don't worry about it.
sorcery points back so I can do another send. To Otto.
I just look at Cayenne. We have to go. We
Yeah.
just knocked out a bunch of guards who just tried to arrest us for all this.
Yeah,
Really did not want to wear the manacles.
yeah, yeah, dear God.
Do you want to deal with the house now, the manor, or should we just? They're already blaming us for burning down the workshop,
Yeah, we saw
and
the
they
cult.
noticed.
Yeah, we saw the cult. leave.
Okay.
Wait, what?
What do we do about the manor then?
So Zoho,
Yes?
your insight would tell you whatever made the townsfolk fuck off was definitely caused by Cayenne.
Wait,
Implying
those villagers
implying
we saw run off.
yeah, implying she's basically pinned the blame on the lady.
Oh, that's your plan.
I hope you don't say that fucking out loud.
He doesn't. He uses. He
Good.
does not.
Good.
Character
get-
me. Player me said that. Character me did not.
Cool. Great.
You guys are terrible at making fast decisions. Just gonna point that out.
Yeah. Well, Kai.
Hot mess. Okay. What do you want from us?
Kind of doing that, doing send. Ing to Otto. Cut that.
We fucked up.
Look, in my defense, I chose a chaotic route to, and did not expect for people to panic and run, seeing a wyvern fuck off.
So, making exceedingly fast, quick suggestions
Yeah. So
and
Yeah,
decisions.
Cayenne would yell, "We're going after the late," in telling the dwarf to come back. That
And how are you getting Otto?
Currently sending.
yeah, currently sending and running off and using psionic sorcery just to do it basically immediately without having to go through the gobbledygook.
So, which ways are you guys going?
I'm running east.
You're just going to run straight away from town. Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm going after the dwarf. I got to fucking deal with him.
When you say the dwarf, are you talking about our teammate or somebody else?
The dwarf I
Oh,
told.
the random one he suggested runs after in the direction of the wyvern.
Oh.
And they
Yeah.
failed the wisdom save.
Run
Yeah, I
east.
have-
We are leaving. Thorin and Zoho knocked out guards. Cthulhu the loot in that direction. Like now, fuck this brainwashed town.
Otto hears this, doesn't let it show on his face. I am going to attempt to casually cast this without hopefully alerting anybody to me doing it. Is that going to need a sleight of hand?
You start muttering to yourself and gesturing and things, and one of the guy, the big bossy guy watching you is like, "Hey, hey, what are you doing?
Okay.
Stop! Stop it!"
I'm gonna continue until I finish casting it.
He has
Uh,
no way of stopping you, but
and
you can't hide it.
I'm... Oh, well, fine then. If you're gonna do that. I'm gonna pop this at the same time.
Sorry, there's a whole mechanic designed for doing that without being noticed.
Yeah, I know.
And you've got to do verbal, somatic, and material components.
Yeah, yeah. When I'm finished, I'm popping hit and step, and then booking it out the door.
All of a sudden, you vanish in front of, like, vanish from them.
Yeah, like I
either
put on the
side.
One Ring.
And then, the door basically, like, slams shut on itself as you leave. And then you reappear outside. Luckily, they can't see through the door, so...
Does that afford
Okay,
me a
everything
turn to
is-
transform?
It would still... It would be another turn, but it's like, at this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay.
And this is your friendly DM reminder that there is stuff that people have left in the fucking tavern.
Not me. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Well, I have everything because I grabbed my pack going into brought all my stuff with me.
Okay. Who's got missing stuff? I am going to stop by Thistles really quickly because it is on my way to East anyway.
Zoho and Cayenne, I think.
No, I would have had all my stuff in a bag.
All right.
Then Zoho, then.
I run up to
Hey.
Thistle. No, not a lot of time to explain. Can I pick up my friend's packs really quickly?
She looks bewildered at the panic.
I'm in a hurry. I wish I could
doesn't exactly
explain.
she doesn't exactly have the strength or anything to stop you.
Well,
any-
he doesn't want to get physical with her.
Anything I can help with?
Unfortunately, no. The less you know, the better it is for you.
Okay.
He grabs the packs, transforms and then pieces out.
What's he transform into?
Avian. I can cover more ground and they can't capture me.
So, big bird?
Yeah.
Big
You have a
owl?
transformation left.
Oh, giant raven.
I can always make one if I need to.
I think you're gonna have to make one because you get 2 per rest, right?
Yeah. Let me
And
see.
you turned into a cat, and then you turned into a wolf. And you haven't had a rest since then.
True. Okay. I forget how I do this. Do I have to burn a specific
You
level
have to
spell?
you have to burn a spell slot, but you just get 1 use back,
Wait.
I believe.
Wait, doesn't he have the ability to action shift back to normal and shift
No.
into a different animal, or is that just
No.
shift in between?
It's
That's-
also been a long time between...
Yeah.
Like, that thing when they were trialing it was like, you could do it briefly for like a minute kind of thing. You know, the kind of long enough to like become human, open the
Okay.
doorknob and let yourself in and kind of thing.
Okay.
It was only ever meant to be like a brief thing.
Okay.
So,
No,
yeah.
I was just asking. I was just asking because I remember him being cat and then turning to wolf, and I didn't remember if that was still a thing.
Yeah,
and then I
no.
believe you have to take a rest or spend the spell slot to
I'll
get
just
the-
I'll burn a level 1. It's fine. And
Okay.
yeah, she sees a raven fly off towards the east.
So which way is Zoho and Thorin going?
Following Cayenne.
Okay, that's great. You don't have to deal with that mess. So you guys piece out to the east.
Yep.
Down, like back away from the manor. Also, I'm assuming you're just running down town
I flew.
towards the manor, or flying past.
Yep.
Okay, so as you fly over, you're going to see like the guard like kneeling down, like slapping the other one on the face, trying to wake them up. And you're gonna see like
He's mentally gonna
and you'll
grumble.
see like a small group of people rushing over to the other side of town.
I get to be purveyor of all the chaos that we brought upon this poor town.
And I guess we'll leave the session there as you guys flee town to the east.
God, I'm gonna have to bribe this fucking dwarf.
Alrighty, folks, that's us for tonight. We'll see you guys again next stream for D&D, where we figure out what we're gonna do next after the chaos we left behind. In the meantime, we'll see you guys again tomorrow for some Monster Hunter Wilds. And if you want to check the rest of our schedule, check our offline page. If you want to join our lovely community, please join our Discord. And if you want to watch us live, watch us here on twitch.tv/Terpinator. We'll see you guys then.